Did you know that watching porn can actually change your brain? It's true. Studies show it can mess with your brain's reward system, similar to substances. But here's the thing, it doesn't affect everyone the same way. Some find that it improves their sex life, while for others, not so much. In this video, we'll break down why that is and what you can do if porn is becoming a problem for you. We'll explore how porn impacts brain chemistry, relationships, and overall well-being. We'll look at both the positive and the negative effects without judgment and offer some practical advice. So if you ever wondered about porn's effects on your brains, you're in the right place. And who am I to hopefully make things less awkward for you? My name is Dr. Sulman Aziz Mirza, triple board certified in adult psychiatry, child and adolescent psychiatry, and addiction medicine. And let's just get out of the way now before we go deeper and say the S word together on 3, okay? 1, 2, 3, sex. All right, let's dive into Sarah's story. Sarah is a make-believe patient and just your average 20-something with a job she likes and a partner she loves. Oh, and she watches porn sometimes. No big deal, right? Well, for Sarah, it's actually a positive part of her life. Sarah doesn't feel guilty about watching porn. In fact, she thinks it's pretty great for her sex life. She uses porn to discover new positions and techniques to try with her partner. It's like a spicy cooking show. Instead of new recipes, she's getting new moves to try in the bedroom. But Sarah's porn use goes beyond just spicing things up in bed. She also uses it to unwind after a long day, similar to how some people have a glass of wine to relax. Research shows that about 56% of men use porn to decrease stress, and interestingly enough, 32% of women do the same. Some studies actually back up Sarah's positive experiences. Research indicates that for some people, porn can increase sexual satisfaction. It helps folks figure out what they like in bed, which can be pretty awesome when you think about it. When couples use porn together, it can lead to better communication about sex. It's like watching a nature documentary together, but instead of learning about lions, you're learning about each other's desires. This open dialogue can help couples understand each other's preferences better, leading to more satisfying sex. For Sarah, porn isn't just a guilty pleasure. It's a tool she uses to enhance her relationship and manage stress. It's helped her discover her preferences, communicate better with her partner, and even relax after a tough day at work. However, while Sarah's experience with porn is overwhelmingly positive, not everyone has the same story. Some people find that porn negatively impacts their lives and relationships. It can sometimes lead to unrealistic expectations or even addiction. And that brings us to Tom, another fake patient, whose story with porn took a very different turn. Now, let's turn our attention to Tom. He's Sarah's friend, and like her, he watches porn regularly. But that's where the similarities end. Tom's relationship with porn is becoming a serious problem. Tom watches porn daily, often for hours. Unlike Sarah, who feels positive about her porn use, Tom is overwhelmed with guilt. He knows he's watching too much, but struggles to stop. The effects are becoming evident in his real life. Tom has trouble getting aroused with actual partners. His brain has become so accustomed to the intense stimulation of porn that real-life encounters fall short. This isn't just Tom's imagination. Studies show that frequent porn use can lead to erectile dysfunction in men. Their brain's reward system adapts, requiring more extreme content to achieve the same level of excitement. It's similar to how drug users need larger doses over time to get the same high. Tom's attitudes are also changing. He's begun to view women differently and not positively. Research indicates that men who frequently watch aggressive porn often develop negative attitudes towards women. The content subtly reshapes Tom's perceptions of relationships and intimacy. Physically, Tom also experiences delayed ejaculation and decreased libido. Psychologically, he feels anxious and depressed, often canceling social plans to watch porn instead. The aggressive content he consumes portrays women as objects, gradually eroding his respect for them in real life. So why is Tom's experience so different from Sarah's? They both watch porn, but it affects them in opposite ways. The answer lies in how our brains respond to repeated stimulation. When we watch porn, our brains release feel-good chemicals. For some people, like Tom, this can lead to addiction-like behaviors. But not everyone who watches porn ends up like Tom. What makes the difference? Is it the frequency of use, the type of content, or is it something about the individual's brain chemistry? How do factors like stress, relationships, and self-esteem play into this equation? Understanding these differences could be key to helping people like Tom while explaining why others, like Sarah, don't experience negative effects. When Tom and Sarah watch porn, their brains release a cocktail of chemicals. Dopamine, the feel-good neurotransmitter, plays a starring role, but it's not alone. Other key players include oxytocin, often called the love hormone, and norepinephrine, which boosts arousal and attention. For Sarah, occasional porn use triggers a mild dopamine release, comparable to enjoying a piece of chocolate. It's pleasant, but not habit-forming. Tom's story is quite different. His frequent porn consumption floods his brain with dopamine, similar to eating a whole chocolate cake daily. Over time, Tom's brain adapts, requiring more stimulation to achieve the same pleasure. This process, known as desensitization, is like building a tolerance to spicy food. But with porn, it goes beyond just chasing a good feeling. It can reshape how the brain perceives sex and relationships. Some people, like Tom, may find real-life intimacy less exciting compared to porn's novelty and intensity. The brain's ability to change in response to repeated experiences is called neuroplasticity. In Tom's case, his brain is forming stronger neural pathways associated with porn use, while weakening those linked to real-life sexual experiences. It's like carving a deep groove in a record. The needle keeps falling into the same pattern. Interestingly, these changes don't happen to everyone. Sarah watches porn too, but her brain isn't rewiring in the same way. The difference lies in individual brain chemistry, life experiences, and genetic factors. It's similar to how some people can enjoy alcohol casually while others struggle with addiction. Porn's effects on the brain's reward system vary widely from person to person. It's not a simple matter of labeling porn as universally good or bad. Instead, its impact depends on the individual and their usage patterns. Understanding these nuances is crucial for addressing porn-related issues effectively. For Tom, porn scenes filled with novel sexual partners fire up his brain's reward center intensely. It's like watching action movies all day and then finding real life too slow and dull. But Sarah's brain responds differently, demonstrating how individual dopamine responses can vary widely. So we've seen how porn affects Sarah and Tom differently. But how can you tell if your porn problems are becoming a problem? Let's break it down, starting with the milder signs and moving on to the more serious ones. First, think about how often you're watching porn. Is it occasional or becoming a daily habit? Frequency alone doesn't always indicate an issue, but it's a good starting point. Next, consider if porn is taking up more of your time than you'd like. Are you sometimes choosing it over other activities you enjoy? Pay attention to how you feel after watching porn. Do you feel okay, or is there a sense of guilt? A little guilt might be normal, but if you're feeling awful every time, that's worth exploring further. This guilt might be similar to what Tom experienced in his story. As things progress, you might notice porn interfering with your daily life. Are you skipping work or canceling plans with friends to watch porn? This could be a red flag, much like Tom's struggles with productivity at work. Another concerning sign is trouble getting turned on by real people. If you find that your partner doesn't excite you as much as the people on your screen, that could be indicating a problem. This mirrors Tom's difficulty in his relationship. Perhaps the most serious sign is if you're trying to stop watching porn but you can't. This loss of control is a key indicator of problematic use, just as Tom found himself unable to quit despite wanting to. Interestingly, research shows that about 2 to 8% of people identify as problematic porn users. While this isn't a huge percentage, it represents millions of individuals worldwide who might be struggling. Researchers use tools like the Cyber Pornography Addiction Test, CYPAT, to study these issues. This test examines factors such as how often you think about porn, your ability to control your use, and how it affects your mood and relationships. Remember, noticing these signs doesn't make you a bad person. It simply means you might need some help. If you're seeing some of these patterns in your own life, it might be time to take a closer look at your relationship with porn. Alright, so you've taken a hard look at your porn habits. Maybe you've noticed some warning signs. What now? Well, the good news is that you're not alone, and there are ways to make changes if you want to. Let's start with exercise. Research shows that physical activity can actually help reduce problematic porn use. Exercise releases endorphins, which can improve mood and reduce stress, two common triggers for excessive porn consumption. Regular workouts also boost self-esteem and provide a healthy outlet for your energy. It's like giving your body and mind a natural high that can replace the one that you get from porn. Setting limits is another effective strategy. Try setting specific times for porn use, like weekends only, or limit your viewing to 30 minutes per session. You could also designate porn-free days each week. These boundaries can help you regain control over your habits. It's like putting yourself on a porn diet. Tough at first, but can help you to regain control. Mindfulness techniques can be powerful tools as well. Practices like meditation or deep breathing exercises can help you become more aware of your urges and manage them more effectively. When you feel the need to watch porn, try pausing for a few minutes of mindful breathing first. Gradually reducing porn use often works better than quitting cold turkey. It's like slowly cutting back on caffeine. Your brain has time to adjust. If porn is affecting your real-life relationships, however, taking a complete break might be beneficial. It can help reset your brain's reward system and make real-life encounters more exciting again. Don't hesitate to seek support. Talking to a friend, family member, or joining a support group can provide encouragement and accountability. Professional help, like cognitive behavioral therapy or CBT, can be especially effective. CBT helps you identify triggers, change the negative thought patterns, and develop healthier coping mechanisms. It's like rewiring your brain, but in a good way. Remember, the goal of this isn't necessarily to never watch porn again. It's about finding a healthy balance that works for you. Whether that means cutting back or quitting entirely depends on your individual situation and goals. The key is to be honest with yourself and take steps towards the relationship with porn that you want. So, we've taken quite a journey through the world of porn and its effects on our brains. We've seen how it can be a positive experience for some people, like Sarah, in enhancing her sex life and in helping her to unwind, but we've also seen the darker side with Tom, where porn use became problematic and started to interfere with his life and relationships. The key takeaway? Porn's impact isn't one size fits all. It depends on a whole bunch of factors, from how often you watch to your brain chemistry. What matters most is being aware of how porn affects you personally. If you're noticing some red flags, remember there are ways to make changes. Whether it's setting limits, trying exercise, or seeking support, you have options. And if you're really struggling, don't hesitate to reach out for help. Your brain health is important, and taking care of it is a big deal. Thank you for watching, and if you learned something new and exciting or interesting, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Until next time, be safe and be well.